Did you know that by the age of 65, over 1 in 3 seniors already have some degree of vision loss, and many don't even realize it? According to the National Eye Institute, age-related eye problems like macular degeneration, cataracts, and retinal thinning can begin years before noticeable symptoms appear. That means your eyes could be deteriorating silently right now, and by the time you recognize the signs, it may be too late to reverse the damage. What's worse? The early signs are often subtle, easily dismissed as just getting older, or masked by other conditions like fatigue or medication side effects. But ignoring these warning signs can have real consequences, leading to permanent vision loss, increased risk of falls, loss of independence, and even faster cognitive decline. Because your eyes are not just windows to the world, they are a reflection of how fast your brain and body are aging. In this video, we're breaking down 7 powerful red flags your eyes are aging too fast, and what they mean for your health. If you're over 60, or you care for someone who is, you need to watch till the end. And don't miss sign number 1. It's the most dangerous, and the one that doctors say almost always gets ignored until it's too late. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. This might just save their sight and their quality of life. Number 7. Struggling to adjust between light and dark. One of the first warning signs that your eyes are aging faster than they should is a growing difficulty adjusting between bright light and darkness. This might happen when you walk into a dark room from outside and feel like your vision takes forever to adapt, or when headlights from an oncoming car temporarily blind you more than they used to. Normally, your eyes have cells called rods and cones in the retina that adapt to different light levels. But as you age, especially if your retina is degenerating faster than normal, these cells respond slower. This results in that lingering disorientation or temporary blindness you experience in sudden lighting changes. The real danger here isn't just the discomfort. It's what this tells us about your overall retinal health. According to a study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, delayed light adaptation is a common early marker of age-related macular degeneration, AMD, even before other symptoms show up. For seniors, this can quickly translate into reduced night vision, increased risk of falls, and greater likelihood of being involved in car accidents at night. You might think it's normal to need a moment to adjust, but when it becomes frustratingly slow or happens more often than before, that's your eye's way of telling you it's not functioning at full capacity. Don't ignore this early red flag. It could be your warning that more serious retinal changes are underway. Number 6. Frequent dryness and gritty sensation. You might not think much of it when your eyes feel dry or scratchy once in a while. Maybe you just chalk it up to weather, allergies, or too much screen time. But when that dry, gritty feeling becomes part of your everyday life, especially as a senior, it's a sign your tear production system is starting to fail. And that's not something to ignore. As we age, the glands in our eyes responsible for producing tears start to shrink and work less efficiently. Tear film, the thin protective layer that keeps the eye moist and nourished, begins to break down. And when it does, your eyes become more vulnerable to inflammation, irritation, and even micro damage on the surface of the cornea. But here's what most people don't know. Chronic dry eye is often linked to systemic inflammation and autoimmune diseases, which tend to become more common with age. According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, dry eye syndrome affects nearly 5 million Americans over the age of 50, and it's one of the top complaints eye doctors hear from seniors. But dryness isn't just annoying, it also affects how well you see. A dry eye can't focus light properly onto the retina, leading to blurry vision that fluctuates throughout the day. Worse still, people with dry eye often rub their eyes, which increases the risk of corneal damage or introducing bacteria. If you find yourself blinking more often, avoiding fans or air conditioning because it makes your eyes feel raw, or constantly reaching for artificial tears, it's time to take this seriously. It's not just about comfort, it's a sign your ocular system is aging faster than it should, and it needs support. Number 5. Increased sensitivity to light and glare. This is a sign most people brush off. You walk outside into bright sunlight and feel like your eyes are being stabbed. Or you turn on a lamp in the evening and it feels too intense. Maybe the glare off a screen or reflective surface makes you wince or squint. All of that points to a heightened sensitivity to light, known as photophobia. While it can occur occasionally in anyone, persistent sensitivity is a major clue that something deeper is going on, especially in older adults. As the eye's natural lens starts to stiffen and yellow with age, it becomes less effective at filtering light. That means more harsh, unfiltered rays are bombarding your retina. On top of that, if you're developing cataracts, a clouding of the eye's lens, light doesn't pass through evenly. It scatters, creating halos, glare, and even starburst effects around lights at night. You may not notice the cloudiness at first, but the increased discomfort in daylight or under fluorescent bulbs is often the first clue. What makes this sign especially dangerous is that many people simply start avoiding bright environments, staying indoors more often or reducing their activity levels, which can indirectly contribute to depression, reduced physical fitness, and isolation, all serious risks in older adults. A 2020 study in the Journal of Geriatric Ophthalmology found that seniors with untreated light sensitivity were more likely to report falls, anxiety, and difficulty driving, especially at night. If light feels harsher than it used to, don't just put on darker sunglasses and move on. Your eyes may be telling you that aging and possibly cataract development is happening faster than normal. And if you don't catch it early, that damage builds until surgery becomes your only option. Always listen to the discomfort. It's often the first warning that your vision is under strain. If any of these signs are sounding a little too familiar, now's the time to act. Don't wait until you're struggling to read or recognize faces. Go ahead and click like if you're learning something helpful, subscribe if you want more science-backed health tips like this, and share this video with someone over 60. It might be the wake-up call they need to save their sight. Number 4. Blurry vision that comes and goes. It's one thing to have blurry vision all the time. That's usually due to a prescription issue or a known eye condition. But when your vision goes in and out, especially during different times of the day, it's often a sign that something more subtle and systemic is happening. Seniors who experience intermittent blur usually report that their eyesight feels fine in the morning, but things get fuzzier after meals, after reading for a long time, or by evening. What's happening here? Your eye's focusing system, especially the lens and ciliary muscles, becomes less responsive with age. But that's just the surface explanation. In many cases, fluctuating vision is linked to blood sugar swings. Yes, your eyesight can change depending on how stable your blood glucose is. This is especially dangerous for people with undiagnosed or poorly controlled diabetes or prediabetes. When blood sugar levels rise, fluid can leak into the lens of the eye, causing it to swell and temporarily change shape. That distorts how light focuses on the retina, making your vision go blurry until the glucose levels stabilize again. The American Diabetes Association warns that blurry vision is one of the earliest symptoms of type 2 diabetes, and it can often be the first clue seniors notice, even before diagnosis. And if left unchecked, that fluctuating blur can turn into diabetic retinopathy, a progressive condition where blood vessels in the retina become damaged. This can eventually lead to permanent blindness if not caught early. The reason this sign is so overlooked is because it feels so random, like it's no big deal. But if your eyes seem to perform well sometimes and terribly other times, you need to take that seriously. It may not be your glasses. It could be a signal that your whole body and your eyes are aging faster than they should be. Number 3. Double vision or ghosting effects. This is one of the most alarming and confusing signs of accelerated eye aging, and also one of the most misunderstood. When you start seeing double or experience what's called ghosting, a faint duplicate shadow of an image, it can feel like your brain is playing tricks on you. Many seniors assume they're just tired or strained from too much screen time. But persistent or recurring double vision is never normal. It often points to serious structural or neurological issues within the eye, or even beyond it. One common culprit is a weakening of the eye muscles. As we age, the tiny muscles responsible for coordinating eye movement can lose their strength and precision, especially if there are underlying issues like nerve damage or blood vessel irregularities. This leads to your eyes no longer aligning perfectly, causing your brain to receive two slightly different images. The result? you see double, but it gets worse. Double vision can also be a sign of cataract development, particularly when it's only in one eye. A cloudy lens can refract light unevenly, creating overlapping images. Even more concerning in rare cases, it can signal something neurological, like a stroke, brain tumor, or aneurysm. That's why doctors treat sudden double vision as a medical emergency. A 2021 review in Neurology and Aging emphasized that even benign seeming diplopia, the medical term for double vision, should be fully investigated in older adults. If you experience this symptom even briefly, especially if it's new or happening more often, don't assume it's fatigue or eye strain. It could be your body's urgent warning that your visual system is under duress and aging faster than it should, and ignoring it could mean missing the early signs of something truly serious. Number 2. Loss of peripheral vision, tunnel vision. Imagine walking through the world with blinders on. You can see what's directly in front of you, but your surroundings, the edges, the movement, the depth start to disappear. This is what happens when peripheral vision begins to deteriorate, and it's one of the most dangerous signs your eyes are aging too fast. Peripheral vision is managed primarily by the outer retina and optic nerve. Damage here doesn't just affect your ability to glance sideways, it impacts balance, navigation, reaction time, and even your sense of spatial awareness. One of the most common causes of this creeping tunnel vision is glaucoma, a group of eye diseases that damage the optic nerve, often with no warning signs until vision loss has already begun. What makes glaucoma so sinister is that it usually develops without pain or redness. It's called the silent thief of sight for a reason. The pressure inside the eye slowly builds, compressing the optic nerve and killing off peripheral vision cells. Once they're gone, they don't come back. And seniors are especially at risk because age is one of the top predictors of glaucoma development. According to the World Glaucoma Association, more than half of people with glaucoma don't even know they have it. And by the time they notice symptoms like tunnel vision, it's already advanced. If you've been bumping into things more often, struggling with stairs, or missing people approaching from the side, it's time to take that very seriously. Peripheral vision keeps us safe. It helps us drive, walk, and live confidently. And when it starts slipping away without us realizing it, the consequences can be devastating. The key here is early detection and pressure management, because once your optic nerve has suffered, the damage is permanent. If your field of view feels like it's shrinking, that's a red alert your eyes are aging too fast, and you need action now. Number 1. Trouble recognizing faces or reading fine print, even with glasses. This is the one sign that often breaks people emotionally. You walk into a room, see someone you know, but their face feels blurry, undefined. Or you find yourself constantly adjusting your glasses, holding books at arm's length, and still struggling to make out the small print, even though your prescription is up to date. This is far more than just a nuisance. It's a warning flare that your macula, the central part of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision, is deteriorating faster than normal. And that condition has a name: age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. It is the leading cause of vision loss in seniors over 60. What makes it so devastating is that it attacks the part of your eye that allows you to recognize faces, read, write, drive, and see details. And it usually starts subtly. A little distortion here, a little blur there. You might start noticing wavy lines on straight edges, or that printed words look like they're fading in and out. Most people ignore it at first. They assume their glasses are smudged, or that they're just tired. But what's happening deep inside the eye is that waste products, like drusen, are building up underneath the retina. These deposits interfere with blood flow and damage the sensitive photoreceptor cells that detect light. Over time, this leads to progressive loss of central vision. In its advanced stages, AMD can leave you with a blank gray or black spot in the center of your vision, making it nearly impossible to read, watch TV, or even recognize your loved ones. What makes this sign even more dangerous is how easily it gets misdiagnosed or delayed. Many seniors don't report changes until it's already advanced, and standard vision checks often miss the earliest clues. According to the National Eye Institute, nearly 11 million Americans have AMD, and that number is expected to double by 2050. The emotional toll of losing the ability to read, drive, or recognize faces is massive. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and social withdrawal. So, if you notice your vision struggling in ways that glasses don't fix, especially if you're missing faces or struggling with small text, it's critical to get checked for macular changes. The sooner it's caught, the more can be done to slow it down. Eye injections, lifestyle changes, and advanced supplements have all shown promise in slowing progression. But the key is acting fast, because once those macular cells are gone, they're gone for good. So now that you've heard the full list, take a moment to reflect. Are any of these signs showing up in your daily life or in someone you love? Eye aging doesn't always happen all at once. It creeps in slowly, often silently, until one day you realize you've lost something you can't get back. But you have the power to catch it early. Regular eye exams, healthy habits, and being aware of these red flags can make all the difference in preserving your sight and your independence as you age. If you found this video helpful, do us a favor. Click the like button, subscribe for more science-based health insights, and share this with your parents, grandparents, or anyone over 60 who might be brushing off these symptoms. A simple share could save someone's vision, or even their life. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these warning signs in your own vision? Or do you have any personal habits or tips that have helped you protect your eyesight as you age? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. We love reading them. Thanks for watching.